Dragonflies. Behind the laughing house, the path is a sudden steep slide to the riverbank, and there are no stones along its path. Young ladies don't go to the river unchaperoned. Once a young lady slid down the steep path and into the water. When she returned, her hair was a nest of mud and blue baby dragonflies. She tittered constantly and touched her puckered lips with the tips of her wet fingers. She couldn't speak otherwise, fevered and whirring as she was. She stroked her throat and flicked her hair. She pulled open her thin blouse and exposed her tiny breasts to the village boys. The handsome man in the laughing house stepped outside his door to see what was the commotion. Old church mothers clucked. She shouldn't have been standing so close, as young boys learned to kick the dirt and crow. The man shook his head at them all. He covered this young lady's body with his white coat, placed a cool stethoscope against her burning skin, and found inside her heart the thrumming of the river. There's a mermaid in the river behind the laughing house. She's the kind of mermaid who grabs at the ankles of young fishermen. The older one's legs are too sturdy. She pulls the youngsters into the cool water. She slides her body against theirs. They too surface crowned with blue baby dragonflies and the river rushing inside their hearts. The old mothers clutch their rosary beads. The river didn't used to be this close to the laughing house. One day the river started to stretch itself wider and wider. The house started to throw stones and cough up so much dust. Tickled by its own dust, it giggled and it shook. The goats knocked over trees with their hooves and the flat tops of their heads. They fed upon the roots until the trees all withered and the soil gave way underfoot. Even the dragonflies ate grass blades one by one. The river, the house, the goats, the dragonflies, they did these things much to the old mother's dismay, because the mermaid wanted to see the face of the godless, handsome man who lived inside the laughing house. And I call it the laughing house because I swear to God, every time I would go upstairs in my grandfather's house, it would change configuration. And I'm a rational adult now, so it doesn't do that to me anymore, but I checked in with my cousin who's about a couple years younger than me, and he's a doctor, and he practices up in like Wyoming or something, and I said, Gerard, did the house like do this weird shape-shifting thing on you when you were little? And he said, yeah, it kind of did. Every time I went upstairs, the hallway went somewhere else. So, alas, when you outgrow the stories, right? Okay.